Hey guys, man, welcome back. Man, I'm of course Jared A. Brown. I'm your host of the Warriors Quest show, and I am super excited to do this again tonight. Man, we've got a great show. I'm super excited again. We're spotlighting a kidney warrior tonight. A great story, somebody who's a husband, a guy that is looking for a kidney donor. He's got a great story, and I'm glad to tell it. We've got some great people watching tonight. Thanks for watching, Uncle Jim. We've got Jonathan Traylor watching. Hello, Jonathan. Hey, Candy. What's up, Candy? Hey, guys, don't be stingy. All right, please share. I'm going to need your help to share this. Let's get this going. All right, because this kidney warrior, he deserves it. Every bit of support, every bit of help we have, all right, that we can muster to get this message out there. Let's try to reach as many people as possible. So let's make some noise. All right, make some noise and please comment, and let's get this going. All right, let's get this place rocking and rolling. Okay, it's going to be going back and forth. Okay, we're going to get this vibe going. All right. So, man, I'm super excited to introduce, all right, somebody that is coming on tonight. All right. He's coming on tonight all the way from Maryland. All right. I've got Byron Hazel, and this guy is coming on tonight to tell everybody his story. All right. He's a kidney warrior. And I'm excited to get his story out there. I'm going to get him, all right, to tell it, and we're going to share it, okay? So share that out of it, okay? Let's do this together and make sure that we get his story out there. So please start a watch party, all right? Share this in large Facebook groups. Share it in the small Facebook groups. All right, and share it to your own Facebook feed, and let's get this going, man. I'm excited to do this. Byron Hazel, I'm bringing you on, brother. Bear with me, and I'm going to give you a very special guest intro. Everybody, welcome him. Boom! Boom, boom, boom. What is up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Jared?
I'm doing well. Told you I'd get the vibe going. Let's get it rocking.
That was cool, pretty cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I do the graphics, the video intros. It's all me. Hey, but I'm trying to build some excitement because this is gonna, we've got to get people more aware of kidney disease and kidney warriors and their stories, because the information just isn't put out there as much as possible. We need to do more about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the information isn't put out there enough. It's kind of difficult. But I keep trying to promote myself everywhere.
Yeah, I saw that you had posted in the kidney donor wanted Facebook group. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for coming on. I did have somebody else scheduled, and she had poor health, and you and I have been able to put this together in a matter of a couple of days, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate it. I appreciate you contacting me.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. So tell me a little bit. Thank you for sharing, Jonathan. Don't be stingy. And tell me a little bit about Silver Spring, Maryland. And introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from, and give us like your origin story. Every hero has an origin story, right? Batman, Superman. Let's hear yours.
Kind of funny because I grew up in Tacoma Park, which is right next door to Silver Spring, Maryland.
Okay.
Tacoma Park borders Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk up one block and I'm in DC.
Okay.
I came to Silver Spring. I was actually previously married, and I wanted to come back home. We moved down to Orange, Virginia, and then to Stafford. And
Mm-hmm.
after the marriage ended, I wanted to come back home. I missed the area, so
Mm-hmm.
found a place in Silver Spring. And before that, I met another young lady who is now my current wife. We got married last December.
All right, man. That's coming up to 1 year already.
Yeah,
Well,
the 1 year.
nice.
I'm trying to prepare for a 1 year anniversary.
All right, all
But
right.
I was a single father of three.
Uh-huh.
I've got a 30-year-old, 21-year-old, and I hear the 16-year-old downstairs playing her video games now.
All right, all right.
So it was just me and the kids at one point. Um, but then I met my current wife, and we tied the knot coming up here. And
Uh-huh.
but I grew up. I grew up in the area. I know the area, and just I missed it. Um, I I don't know. I don't know where else to go.
Felt like coming home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what happens, especially when we're going through things, life events. You know, we, my wife and I, we moved away as well. Not terribly far away, but we moved like 40 miles away, and then it just after our lease was up with the house we were renting, we saw another opportunity to come back what we called home. It's Hooper, Utah, and and it's just weird how, it just felt like, it just felt right. And things like that just
Right.
happen sometimes. And you feel like, things just happen for a reason. So it sounds like that's probably, especially like in a life event, it probably felt like, hey, this is peaceful. This is something that is maybe going to make me feel more comfortable with what's going on in my life. Is that what happened?
Yeah. I just I was going through. I guess that's when I found out I had kidney failure when I was in Stafford,
Mm-hmm.
and the stress from the divorce, and I needed a break. And I said,
Yeah.
you know what? I want to come back home. 'Cause stress did kill you, and I didn't need to have any more stress to prolong or speed up my disease.
Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah, I found out I had kidney disease in probably 2016.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
I do suffer from high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my problem is that the medications, uh, some of these medications can help you, but a lot of them can harm you. And the doctor misdiagnosed me, and the medications I was
Really?
taking scarred my kidneys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Really?
so you know, I found a new nephrologist. We finally get off the meds, but it was just too
Uh-huh.
late. And she
Wow.
suggested that I get on dialysis, but I really didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
because I always thought dialysis was a death sentence.
Okay.
Um, so I
So
was kind of
this,
hesitant, but while I'm hesitating, I'm getting worse
okay.
because the medications really did some damage. I actually had a biopsy that
Mm-hmm.
showed that my kidneys were 60% scarred. So
Wow.
yeah, so
Wow.
yep, they convinced me to get on. Um, I originally got on hemodialysis,
Uh-huh.
and my body didn't like that.
All right.
I would, after dialysis, I would have an excruciating headache,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just very, I want to say lethargic or just weak. Um, and my doctor suggested that I try peritoneal.
Okay.
So I switched over from hemo to peritoneal. And actually, at one point, I did both of them at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to get myself adjusted to peritoneal.
All right.
I'm still trying to adjust. I don't like the fluid in my stomach. It's kind of a little bit distorted me, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I've heard that a little bit. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually dwelling now. I have fluid in my belly
Oh, you
now.
do? Okay.
Yeah, I dwell throughout the day. So I got on peritoneal and um, decided to, they set me up at home. That way I can continue to work. I do my
Mm-hmm.
peritoneal at night, and then I can go to work in the morning.
Right. Okay.
Um, that didn't work out too well. um, the
So,
peritoneal just zapped me.
all right. In the beginning or still right now?
It kind of every now and then,
Okay.
you're taking all your electrolytes out, and when I'm done, I'm just like weak. So, I take a little protein drink after I get off to try to boost myself up. But it's just I just feel zapped all day long.
Uh-huh.
At one point, I was vomiting every day. It's like every
Wow.
time I got off, I don't know what it was. Like my body was trying to reset itself.
Okay.
So, um, here now, uh, it's a struggle sometimes.
It
You know,
is. It is. That's no lie. That's why Steve Belcher and I, we talked about what we're going to call what we're doing and spotlighting a kidney warrior every week. We commonly call kidney disease patients warriors because we honestly feel, and I do sincerely feel, as though you guys put on boxing gloves every day in some way or fashion. Even the kidney transplant recipients after a transplant are still battling because they're
wow,
still, yeah, I mean, they have they're immunocompromised, and obviously their quality of life is better,
right.
but they still are going to be, they're going to be more susceptible to other things because their immune system's weakened, of course, and so you battle every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's been a struggle. I didn't realize how much the kidney controls.
Right.
And my immune system's been compromised several times.
Okay.
Um, when I first started peritoneal, I don't want to get too graphic, but the lining, the lining in my nose,
Okay.
there was a vessel that burst.
What?
Yeah, and I bled out 2 pints.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was kind of scary because I didn't know what
Yeah,
was
that's
going
really
on.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually happened twice. And
Uh-huh.
again, it's my body trying to adjust, removing all of the fluids and electrolytes. The good thing is, it's kind of funny. I wear glasses, and I found out that my eyesight got better. And I was like, how can that be possible? And an eye doctor says, well, that the fluid that was in your eyes was taken out by the dialysis, cleared you right up.
Oh
So
my
now
gosh.
I'm like,
Wow.
I can't even wear my glasses anymore because I can see much better.
Wow.
So I laugh at that every day now. It's like,
Yeah.
you got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
that is something else. I've not heard that before.
yeah, I never heard of it either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
let's go back just a little bit because when you were telling this the story about your kidneys being 60% scarred,
yes,
because of the high blood pressure medicine. So essentially what that is even though high blood pressure can lead to kidney disease, it almost sounds as though this was acute, it's acute kidney failure because it wasn't necessarily chronic where it was your high blood pressure that was weakening your kidneys. It was the medicine. Is that right?
yes, the medications over a few years.
Okay.
I've got everything listed down. It was over a course of almost 2 years.
Wow.
Because I originally went into the doctor with blood pressure 160 over 90. It's
Hmm.
not detrimental, but had I educated myself, ran around the block maybe a couple of times and changed my diet around, I probably could have helped myself better. But,
Sure.
the first thing doctors want to do is medicate you.
They do. They
Yeah.
do, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah. And, Then, first medication caused my pressure to rise. Actually, several of the blood pressure medications actually spike my blood pressure. My body's
Wow.
like, nah, I don't want that.
Yeah. And it went up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've gone through all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The minoxidil made my pressure go up, but I had a full
Okay.
head of hair. you know, there was a couple of them that just, spiked my pressure so bad.
Yeah.
I was hovering walking around with 260 over 140 and didn't even know it.
Wow. 260?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like I'm worried about it, some sort of some sort of heart failure or something when it gets that high, bro.
Well, I was worried about it, but the funny thing is that I actually had two strokes.
Come
Um,
again?
yep, I had two
What?
strokes. Well, you're gonna laugh at this one. My strokes because my blood pressure dropped too far. Because my body has
Oh, you went too
adapted.
low?
Yeah, my body has adapted to a high pressure.
Yeah.
When I get low, that's when I have problems. So, all the hospitals know me. They say, "Hey, do not drop his pressure fast." Because if I'm getting
Yeah.
down if I get down to 130,
Uh-huh.
I'm knocked out. I'm
Because your
like,
body's not used to it.
yeah, my
Okay.
body's not used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we keep it now. I'm back to my original 160, 170.
All right. Okay.
I'd
But
like to have it lower, but
but your
it's
body,
not, body's not going to take it.
yeah, your body says otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to listen to your body. That's
Yeah, I
right.
got to listen to my body. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wow. So, and what, like in the beginning when you were being shared or the doctor was communicating to you about the scarred, kidneys and that your kidneys were functioning at a lower level, tell me a little bit about, how that may have felt like, how long did it take for it to really sink in what was really happening?
Almost immediately, I was quite angry.
Uh-huh.
Um, it was pretty immediate. I switched doctors, and she's very thorough in finding out what was going on,
Okay, good.
and she was the one that suggested the biopsy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I already knew something was wrong previously because the medications made me feel funny,
All right.
and I kept telling the doctor, my first doctor, how it was making me feel. Oh, your body has to adjust to it. So and I just what it was doing was it was raising my pressure up. Because I take my pressure every day, and
Wow.
I'm looking at 200 on an average basis.
All right. So you check it regularly. Okay.
Oh yeah, I checked it
Mhm.
regularly, and I kept
Yeah.
telling them, and then okay, we need to increase the dosage, and okay, we need to do this one, and I'm at one point I was taking 6 different medications,
Mm-hmm.
and but all those medications my body was rejecting.
Mm-hmm.
It was like because I didn't need them, so I think that's when I switched over,
Uh-huh.
and my current doctor kind of shared with me a medical encyclopedia that only they know about. And she was telling me what each medication was doing to me.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like floored, So, she took me off the
So
meds.
so hold on. So this information that your doctor had, is this information the previous doctor may have had as well?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
not going
I
to
noticed that.
share everything with you,
Yeah.
but my current doctor, I kind of built up a good relationship with, and I asked her to be honest with me.
Okay.
Actually, I talked to her last week, and I said,
Just be straight up. Yeah.
yeah, just be straight up with me. And I said, does dialysis do more harm than good?
Mm-hmm.
And she told me, she said, the body's not meant for dialysis.
Right.
But right now, that's the only thing that's available to keep kidney folks,
Right.
survive.
Yeah, it's the life support. Sure.
Yeah, it's this life support. It's harsh. It's harsh on the body. So I just go through it and have to
Yeah.
wait for a transplant.
So Steve Belcher has a question here. Is so the high blood pressure medicine that you're taking now, what's how have they been able to regulate that? So that
I'm
what kind of pressure is it putting on you now, and would that still happen like if you had a kidney transplant?
I'm maxed out with nifedipine, carvedilol, and losartan.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Those are the only three that have been able to work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Up until last month, I was actually trying to wean my body off of losartan. But what I did was I changed my diet around again,
All right.
and I've cut out all processed foods
Good for you.
and
Good for you.
all nothing fried anymore.
Uh-huh.
It's
Good
just
for you.
strictly baked
Uh-huh.
and broiled. And I noticed my pressure started dropping some more.
Uh-huh.
So I found out that vegetable oil is a big, uh, uh, how should I say, vegetable oil actually somewhat increases your blood pressure.
Okay.
So vegetable oils are in trans fats and everything are in the processed foods. They cook with vegetable oil. So I said I cut it all out, and my
Okay.
pressure's come down. I'm probably hovering around 160 now.
All right. So you've been able to regulate that a little bit more since you changed your
Yeah,
diet. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But still, again, I couldn't understand it because I actually had my stroke, and I was vegan.
Oh my gosh. What?
Well, that's how I found out it was the medication. So I went vegan for an entire year,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, my pressure's still high. And I was like, I wasn't eating any meats.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's the medications. That's how I found out.
That doesn't take Bruce Wayne, a detective, to make that sort of thing, right? I mean,
It took me a little bit, but I
right,
figured it
but
out.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, man, I'm not eating those foods anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't eating anything fried. I wasn't eating anything, packaged.
Yeah.
Everything was, I was doing fruit smoothies every day, and my dinners were vegetables. But I didn't even do any meats.
Uh-huh.
I dropped a considerable amount of weight,
Okay.
but my pressure was still high,
All right.
and I'm
So
on these medications.
were you still getting like were you ever getting like headaches from the high blood pressure? Um,
Never, I would get a headache if my pressure dropped too low.
okay.
Never when it was high.
Everyone it was high. Okay.
Never. All the doctors, oh, you're gonna get a headache. It's so high. I'm like, I don't feel anything.
Yeah. You're
You
like,
know,
hey, I'm getting it when it's low. You don't know.
yeah. So yeah, it is, and it never hurt when it was high.
So, I mean, how, in regards to changing your diet, obviously you've been able to regulate and bring your high blood pressure down to around 160. But how has that made you feel? Have you noticed a difference, um, in regards to how your body's reacting? Obviously, setting aside the kidney disease because you still feel wiped out sometimes and you have symptoms from that. But have you noticed any difference with just your diet alone in regards to how you feel?
Yeah, I've noticed a little difference.
Yeah.
The main thing was that my body kept retaining fluid,
Okay.
and I never put salt in my foods. Yeah, I grew up with not putting salt in my food,
All
so
right. So it just wasn't a habit.
yeah, it's never been a habit. But when I removed the fried foods and the processed foods, I noticed that my water level in my body started dropping.
Yeah.
So I wear compression socks every day,
Okay.
and I kind of measure myself um, to see in my legs, if I'm retaining any fluid.
Mm-hmm.
And for about 2 weeks now, I've been pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I have high blood pressure as well, and I take lisinopril, I think it's pronounced.
I've
It's
had that.
Yeah, hereditary. It's my dad's side of the family. So I take that and I watch my sodium because of that. And so I generally don't. I generally don't have a whole lot of salt. The only time I do is when, the Raiders beat the Broncos. Then I'm pretty salty.
Yeah, when I say I don't do salt, I'm the cook around here, and everybody
Uh-huh.
complains I don't put any salt in my food.
They say it's too
You know,
bland.
yeah, but, I did chili the other day, and my wife's like, "Can you hand me the salt?" I was like, "It's
Where is it?
fine." Yeah, So yeah, I do no salt at all.
All right. So what do you like to make, bro? Do you cook on the grill only or in the kitchen too, or?
Oh, I do it all.
All right.
It's kind of funny. I didn't grill that much this year, but typically, ribs, brisket, or some chicken on the grill. Um, I do it all.
All right.
In the kitchen here. I'm trying to debate on what to cook this weekend for Sunday dinner.
Uh-huh.
Roast or chicken. But yeah, I cook everything.
So I take it you're not eating like with a vegan lifestyle anymore?
No,
No,
after I found out that
that wasn't
that
healthy.
wasn't the problem, oh my goodness, I immediately went back.
Yeah.
I'll do lean cut beef.
Sure, sure. Right.
I'll do chicken, fish.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I need the protein now.
Right, exactly. I was just gonna say, the protein's gonna be important. That's a good way to get it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. I took my daughter to go get her first car, and I hadn't eaten all day, and
Uh-huh.
she took me out to dinner, and I just murdered a cake. I murdered a steak. We went to Outback. I was just so hungry,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't have any protein all day long, so sitting there in the dealership all week, and try not to let her be concerned, but took a couple of hours, and we finally went out to dinner and had a steak. It's like I needed it.
Nice. How do you like your steak made? Medium rare,
I'll
well
do
done,
a I'll
medium.
do a medium to medium well.
All right, all right. Yeah. Okay, I got you. I like mine generally medium, and I generally like to say medium because if they don't get it right, I'm actually not too, particular. I'll still eat it if they go a little above, medium. So
Right.
I'll start there because if they do it a little bit closer to above that, then I'm okay. But
Yep.
I don't like it too red, but otherwise I start thinking about where it came from, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could totally go vegan if I totally started to imagine where it's coming from. Then I could go vegan easily. But I do like a good steak. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I love steak.
Yeah. When I did vegan, it's kind of funny. I used to love the Impossible Burger,
All right, right. Okay.
and
Is
I'd
that the one
start
from
eating this.
Wendy's or
Yeah, from Burger King,
Burger King? That's right,
and
Burger King.
that's all I would eat. My
Yeah.
wife would go to Burger King for me, and I
Uh-huh.
found out that the fats in it do more harm to a person with high blood pressure than good.
Wow,
I
interesting.
was like, "Are you
Wow.
serious?"
Yeah.
I was safer eating regular meat.
Right. Then there. Is it soy or what is it?
It's soy.
Yeah.
Yeah, soy doesn't do too well with folks with high blood pressure.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
So so it's always going to be something that you're going to have to cater towards your body. It's not just because something is more vegan friendly doesn't always mean it's going to be good for you and your body. So what it's going to be a personal choice, of course, and you've made your decision based on what you think your body needs.
right. Yeah, I'm tweaking here and there, but it's just a lot of stuff I don't eat,
Yeah,
and kidney disease, you're not supposed to eat a lot of cheese.
yeah,
Um, you know, it's kind of frustrating. I want a good pizza,
yeah.
but I can't
It's
eat
hard to find a
pizza.
it's hard to find a good substitute for cheese. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't substitute
Difficult. Yeah,
cheese.
you really can't. I mean, I know they try really hard to make substitutes with soy for a bunch of different things, or like for pizza, they make cauliflower, for the crust and stuff to be
Right.
creative, but it just doesn't always taste the same.
Nah.
So so it's I know I've probably asked this question for other folks that do PD, but help me understand how your diet, what limits you have or what limits you don't have, because as I understand it, it's going to be different than if someone's on home hemo or regular, hemodialysis, right?
Yeah. Of course, the hemo is the needle in the arm.
Hmm. Right.
PD's in the peritoneal cavity of your stomach.
Uh-huh.
So, I have to eat at a certain time, so my food can digest. Um, the pressure of the fluid and the food, is somewhat uncomfortable.
Okay.
So, for instance, I'll eat my dinner at 6. That way, my food can digest, and I come up here about 9 o'clock to start my peritoneal.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I do it laying down. Actually, I sit in the chair for a while to allow the fluid to drain, and then I'll get into bed and then try to go to sleep. That's the one thing peritoneal does. Because my body is still trying to adjust. I don't get a lot of sleep.
Hmm.
Having a tube hanging out your
It's a
stomach,
machine.
and
Yeah. All right.
yeah, and I have to sleep off to the side.
Uh-huh.
It's just kind of awkward.
All right. Sounds
Yeah,
uncomfortable. Yeah.
yeah, it is somewhat uncomfortable. I've been sleeping on my side now for a whole year.
All right.
I'd like to roll over and touch my wife, but I can't.
But you've got
Yeah,
the
yeah,
you've
I've
got
got this
the
tube hanging out of me, and it
uh-huh.
kinks if you turn a certain way.
And then the machine makes like a little note like
The
a alert.
machine, yeah, the alarm goes off.
Huh?
So I'm like, I can't win. Yeah, but I personally,
Does it
I
ever wake your
dwell.
wife up?
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I personally, I dwell. So I have peritoneal 9 hours a day at night, and then I dwell. I actually have the fluid in me throughout the day,
Hmm.
collecting the um, uh, toxic deposits, and then I drain that out at night.
Okay.
Yeah, so
How does
it,
it make you? Do you feel nausea, or how does that make you feel during the day when that's going on?
you're nauseous. In the beginning, you're nauseous, and I kind of sit for about 30 minutes to allow my body to reset itself.
Okay.
Um, for the longest time, again, I was telling you, I used to vomit as soon as I finished. I knew it was coming, and it's nothing but bile. So I had to let my body calm down, and then I can go on about my day.
Okay.
Again, I don't eat a whole lot anymore, because the fluid's in your stomach. So you're putting food on top of fluid in another cavity. I can't do any stomach exercises.
Okay.
Um, um, I try to do a lot of walking. Well, I need to walk more. That's what I need to do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't walk
Don't we
enough.
all? Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's been hard trying to get used to this. I was so you know active at one point. Now it's kind of slowed you down.
You're having to do things differently, and it's changed your life, as I can imagine.
Yeah,
So,
it has.
tell me a little bit about was it your second doctor that you chose that helped you make the decision to do PD, or
Yeah.
did they give you the choices and she gave you this choice, and then you decided on your own that this would be better than even home hemo?
Um. Well, again, the hemo. It was a second doctor, but the hemo was causing something to my body. I don't know what it was. Where I had an excruciating headache,
Uh-huh.
and I was just weak.
Right. Okay.
Um, and she made the suggestion, and I was kind of hesitant at first, but I got tired of the headaches. I say, okay, well, let's try it. And I remember the first time, after my surgery, we did the peritoneal and then the pressure, um, the sucking out of your stomach, and I felt it all in my pelvic area, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can do this.
Uh-huh.
But I
Yeah,
got kind of used to it.
sure.
And then having the fluid go in, it's kind of a learning process. You want to make sure the fluid is warm.
Uh-huh.
If it's cold, your body's going to go into somewhat of a cramp,
All right.
or a shock or something. I don't
Uh-huh.
know what it is, but you got to make sure that fluid is warm, and let's go about my day.
All right. So tell me a little bit about so the when you're connecting it, to the abdominal area where your tube connects, to where the catheter is. Um, is that was that in the beginning hard to connect everything, at night to your abdomen and the catheter? And are you just now it's like second nature because you do it every day and it's no big deal?
It was hard in the beginning, um, only because I actually felt like a monster. I
Uh-huh.
had this tube coming out of my stomach. With the hemo folks, their catheters hidden underneath the skin.
Right, right.
But with me, I've got this tube hanging
Yeah.
out, and then my peritoneal nurse gave me a belt where I actually tucked the catheter into to kind of conceal it.
Okay, hide
But
it a little
I
bit.
yeah, it's pretty cool,
All right, that's
but
just cool.
I know it's there. It's just, I got to be conscious of what I wear.
Yeah.
I don't want to have people seeing this thing bulging out, and
All right.
so
I can only imagine. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, one short story, and I've got some good comments I want to share here. But so I was advocating for one of my neighbors who has kidney disease. He lived across the street for me, and after my sister-in-law had her kidney transplant, my twin brother and I wanted to help other people, and so I naturally wanted to help those that were closer to me in the beginning. And I had a neighbor, and so one day I went over to talk to him. And this was after I had already started advocating for him. But I knocked on his door, and once most of the time his wife would answer the door, but this time she must not have been home or something, and he answered the door. And for me, it became a little more real because I saw the tubes hanging out, of his abdomen, and it was the first time I'd seen something like that because I had only seen, I'd only seen pictures of my sister-in-law when she has her fistula, and so
mm,
I hadn't seen the tubes coming out of somebody, in their abdomen. That was my first sort of perspective, and so I started to learn a little bit more about that, and it's always interested me in regards to the differences and why people choose one over the other. Um, so I can only imagine, um, seriously, in the beginning, the how it made you feel different than maybe other people, or just you yourself, how you're now your life has turned upside down and you're now having to do things that are awkward, uncomfortable, and making you feel, as you put, awkward, and just different, a monster, I think you put it. And
yeah, at times I have my moments,
yeah.
you know, um, especially I get out the shower. You have to clean it every day.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I'll look myself in the mirror, and sometimes I want to throw a book at the mirror. I'm just like,
It's
I'm
natural. Yeah.
disgusted.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
So
natural. Yeah. It's warriors get knocked down, but warriors, they rise up after they get knocked down, and so it's not bad to have feelings like that. It's natural. It's only when maybe, as men, maybe we don't express our feelings and we bottle it up inadvertently, or we just don't express them at all, and then and then all of a sudden, our wife doesn't know anything about how we feel, which is what I'm I guess I'm opening up now and telling you how I do it sometimes. But I want to show some comments here, Byron. We've got some people that are really chiming in. Thank you for your comments, everybody, because the more we comment, the more Facebook will show this and the more visible it becomes. So the lovely Nashonda Larimore is chiming in. Thanks for watching. She's asking, how many days a week do you do PD?
Every night.
Every night. Okay.
Every night for
Yeah,
9
about
hours.
9 hours. Okay.
Yep, every night.
So you get your is it from Baxter? Is that right? Or which
Yep.
company?
Baxter delivers every 4 weeks. I tell them what I need. I actually use a green and a yellow bag.
All right.
And a purple bag. I'm a high transport. So I actually use 3 bags.
Okay.
But I usually get on about 9 p.m. and finish up probably about 6 a.m. 6:30.
Right.
Yeah.
And are you able to get, a decent amount of sleep? You said you had some problems sleeping.
The most I sleep in increments. So I can fall asleep for probably about 3 hours, wake up, fall asleep again, 2 hours, wake up. So I haven't had
So it's not seamless.
I haven't had a full night's sleep all the way through in probably about 2 years.
All right, brother. So it's not a walk in the park. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a walk in the park.
So Lisa Baxter, kidney warrior, she was on dialysis for over 12 years. Transplant recipient. She's the host of the Lisa Baxter Show. You may already know her. She's asking, did it ever come out? She says her own brother pulled it out of his sleep inadvertently.
No, it's never come out, but I did have some residual. I think I was sick at one point and I coughed so much it started to seep, and I got concerned, but it's never come out. I think I've anchored it pretty well to where it's not going to come out.
Okay.
Yeah, you're very conscious in the beginning. I kind of wrap the line a little bit, so that I have some room to work with. So if I do move, it's going to take that extra line
You got some
instead
slack.
of you're right. It's kind of slack. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's and Nashonda, help me understand, because I think you're talking about what's connected to the heart is the levad, or so she's saying it sounds similar to that. Her husband, she's a great kidney disease and just transplant sort of advocate, and I appreciate your comments, Nashonda. I think that if help me understand and comment if you would to help me confirm that gets connected to the heart, the levad driveline. All right, so we've got and I'm guilty as charged. Some men are very private about this, and a few women, yeah. Sharing is caring. Thanks for sharing that, Lisa. Jonathan is asking, where are you currently listed? And so we've got
John Hopkins.
John Hopkins, that's right. So I'm going to put that information real quickly again up here. I'm going to share it I'm going to put it up here. So for those of you who haven't seen the phone numbers, I have them down below. It's being displayed across the screen. I just StreamYard, the third-party platform that we use, I only get so many characters, and so I just didn't put John Hopkins. But
that's okay.
Yeah, so John Hopkins, and I presume, and this is the reason why I didn't put your blood type, is that they do the paired exchange program. I'm pretty certain they do. And so the paired, in fact, that's his next question. I didn't even read that. Yeah. So John Hopkins, I'm sure, does it. It's a big hospital, well-known, renowned hospital, and so I'm sure they do the paired exchange program, right?
Yeah, they do. And I'm A negative, which I'm a kind of a rare blood type.
Yes.
But thank you. He said I look great.
Yeah. Now you're gonna make them. Now you're gonna make them feel good. That's good. Thanks, Lisa, because that's what we love about the show. We encourage other kidney warriors, lift other kidney warriors up. It's awesome.
Yeah, I have to say this. My wife has been my rock. She keeps me smiling, keeps my spirit up. and she's just been there from the beginning. So, she, tells me this is not the end. Something great's going to happen. I just can't give up.
Awesome.
And she does this
Is she
constantly.
is she there with you now today? Where you're at in that room? Oh,
She's downstairs watching TV.
all right, all right. I was going to ask maybe if she felt comfortable coming on the screen, and being on the broadcast, but
She probably wouldn't.
all right. And Ashonda
Nope.
said she has so many questions, which is awesome. So please
Go for it.
continue to ask questions. We want this to be totally interactive, and that we can, as well as we can, answer your questions. Again, I love that you're watching the show, Nashonda. I try to watch your show, and I'd love to try to maybe even get Byron on your show if you want to interview him as well, and you can ask other questions. But here we got Jonathan saying you can receive A or O. So
Correct.
right. So the RH factor isn't really relevant or applicable when it comes to the kidney transplant with a kidney donor. And so A or O, and then of course the paired exchange program. So regardless of the blood type, we'd like to get this information out there to anybody who's compassionate enough to donate and wants to become a donor to give him a better quality of life, to make sure that he's spending more time with his lovely wife, who's given you so much support. What's your wife's name again?
Tawanda.
Tawanda. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a good foundation always starts with support. And man, I know some other kidney warriors who sometimes don't have support from family,
Right.
from siblings, uncles, other people, and and sometimes they get it from their significant other, whether it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, or wife or husband. But sometimes they just don't get like 100% support, And when I hear from somebody like you yourself that's telling me that you've got a great support in your wife, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've got a gem, bro.
Yeah, no, she's a real gem. She really is. Someone asked if I was taking
Yeah,
binders.
I'll bring that up again. Yeah.
Yep, I do take binders. Yep, I actually started a couple of months ago. I found out that my phosphorus was getting on a whack.
Uh-huh.
So they had me start taking binders. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Take Sevelamer.
Okay. And what do you still have a limitation in regards to like colored drinks like colas and other things, or is that not something that
I don't do any sodas at all, actually.
All right, good for you. I don't drink soda either.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I've got this craving for lime water.
All right.
I don't do a lot of juices, but I'll drink water with lime in it.
Mm-hmm.
It actually helps. I was sick for a little bit, so it actually helps cut the mucus.
With the citric
it just tastes good
in it, or
huh?
Just the lime itself, or is it because of the citric acid in the lime, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the lime itself. It just tastes good. So I'll do lime water. If I do juice, it's apple juice or cranberry juice, but no orange juice, no sodas. Just water and juice.
All right, cool. Well, maybe I can help you out and get you connected with her as well. She's saying you're welcome to come on her talk show. She does a broadcast as well called Transplant Talk with Nashonda.
Oh, okay, I like that.
Yeah, awesome. So let's get that going. So, and then Lisa Baxter saying blessings to Wanda. Binders are fun. I don't know if it's meaning that sarcastically or not, but I was on 2. And so he's Jonathan. I'm going to briefly talk about this a little bit because, man, I get really excited about it, Byron. Jonathan Traylor is a kidney transplant recipient just since, I want to say, the end of August. And I had the wonderful opportunity to actually interview him. He was on this show, the Warriors Quest show, before his transplant.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, and I had him on the show in August, and like I don't know, it must have been only just like either less than 2 weeks or maybe 2 weeks after he was on the show. I found a post of his that he was getting a kidney transplant, and it is just a great story. It's so encouraging, and it's so awesome when I find out that people that have been on the show, that they're getting success and finding a kidney donor or getting a kidney donor from a deceased angel, so on and so forth. It's awesome. So another great question that Shonda has is, are you on a fluid restriction?
Yes.
That's still applicable, yeah.
Yeah, that's still, I'm starting to drink a little bit more because um, dialysis does dehydrate you.
Uh-huh.
Um, I drink lime unsweetened tea. Yeah, something about that lime. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It just helps it when makes it less bland and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but
That's
yeah,
cool.
I'm kind of restricted. I think I'm at maybe two 16-ounce bottles now.
All right.
I just started getting back into that, but I was a water drinker.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about 8 cups of water a day.
All right. All right.
And to tell you that you can't do that anymore.
just just right.
Just
You're off. Yeah. Just
yeah. So it's somewhat of an adjustment.
yeah. I can imagine. Well, guys, don't be stingy. Please share this. Continue to get this out there. We're going to get this out to the masses. Um, and Sonia, thanks for watching, Sonia, all the way from Michigan, if I remember her previous comment. So she's asking how long you've been on dialysis. Did you say since 2016 or
No, I actually
that's when
started on dialysis. It's been 2 years now.
2 years now? Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah. I
right.
started with hemo,
Mhm.
and then a year later we switched over to peritoneal.
All right. And he says he was sarcastic. I thought so. No one likes those. Yeah. Nobody likes those. So
No.
when in the beginning, when you were doing in center dialysis, did you have a catheter up near the shoulder or
Yep. I
in the
actually
neck?
had it right here.
All right, all right, okay.
And
And
that was
how
something
long?
to get adjusted to because you can't get it wet. I went on Amazon and found some waterproof coverings.
Uh-huh.
So I would have the center. They'd put this covering on me to cover up the tubes, so I could at least take a shower.
Okay.
So because they kept telling you can't shower, don't get it wet. I'm like, I gotta take a shower. Come on.
Right.
And I did the same thing with the one in my stomach. I did we went to Myrtle but I wanted to get into the water. So I was trying to figure out how to do this, and I actually got a waterproof covering that covered probably half my chest.
Okay.
And I had that in a wetsuit
How
so I can
comfortable
get
was
into the
that?
water. And that worked very well.
Uh-huh.
But you're not supposed to go swimming with the tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to contaminate them.
No, no, you don't. You don't
Yeah.
want to have a risk for peritonitis. Yeah.
No, you don't.
So
Yep.
Lisa's saying that okay, Jonathan Traylor is going to be on her show on Sunday, the Lisa Baxter show. So everybody can see Jonathan on the Lisa Baxter show on Sunday. Audrey Bella Langston, what up, Bella? She can relate. She says you don't want to go into fluid overload, right, brother?
Right. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. She says she's an ice chip junkie. All right, that's if you're a junkie, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing to be a junkie as long as it's ice chips.
Yeah, the many time I've been in the hospital, that's all they gave me was ice chips.
Uh-huh.
They're very strict in the hospital.
Okay. And we've got Sonia again commenting. Yes, thank you. I'm really happy to see Sonia. Sometimes when we get somebody that maybe a name or face that I haven't seen before, I want to welcome them. So thank you so much for watching tonight and bringing the information out, because we want to build awareness, and I want to help get the message out there for Byron tonight. So thank you for watching. She says she drank 8 to 12 cups of water before dialysis, trying to do more after transplant. So Byron, Bella has a question here. After you, she's asking if you're on the night cycler for PD. She's saying, which is what I did, or daily exchange.
Yeah, I do the night cycler, and then I dwell during the day.
Okay. All right. So she can relate. She did the night cycler as well. Yeah. So Bella, please continue to comment. And we've got somebody who can totally knows what you may be going through right now, Byron. She's been, I think she's a kidney transplant recipient for now 15 years. So, and love Bella. She does a show every other Monday called the Sisters Against Kidney Disease. So thanks for watching tonight, Bella. We've got, he says, I had one too. I couldn't wait to get a fistula. Just be very careful with the swimming. Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah, it was just one time. I hadn't had a vacation in years, and I knew that if I couldn't get into the water, but I said there's got to be a way. So I found the covering, and I didn't even go swimming. I just went jet skiing.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to get everything. I didn't want to get wet.
Yeah.
So
it's very creative, man. It's very creative. Have you had to train your wife to assist with your exchanges? Did she get any training, or do you do it yourself? And she doesn't.
I do everything myself. She's watched me.
All right.
And she's helped me get off when I actually had the nose issue with the blood. So other than that, I do everything myself.
All right. So Sonia, if I'm understanding this well, she's been a kidney transplant recipient for 15 years, 2 pediatric kidneys from a 2-year-old baby girl. Wow. Take your meds. Thank you. Love the encouragement. Thank you, Sonia. So go skydiving instead. Just kidding.
Oh, no.
Bro, I don't know that I would ever do skydiving. Maybe.
I will never set foot outside of a plane.
Yeah,
never.
I'm nervous when I get on a ladder 6 feet up, bro. So I don't know. I'd have to be on Benadryl or something to keep me somewhat mildly sedated.
I know how to swim, but I don't know how to fly.
All right, yeah, flying is. That's the easy part. It's the landing that's well, actually landing is probably pretty easy too. It's just not fun. But I love water. You feel punished. I had it in my chest. Okay. So thanks, Lisa. Thanks for watching. So it's always interesting to hear the people that are currently on PD, or the ones that have been on PD, like Bella, and to hear other transplant recipients like Sonia, giving you encouragement. Jonathan Traylor. We've had some great comments here tonight. I love it. And she's asking Sonia, man, got your transplant the day after mine. That is such a coincidence. I was going to say, I know that Bella has been a transplant recipient for 15 years as well. So it's got to be pretty close as far as the time there. That's awesome. How does it make you feel though, Byron, to get, support from other warriors out there? At Crackers Tuna thinking about steak. That's funny. Sometimes what we do, and I love this about the show, is that, when we have other kidney warriors that are either recipients that know how you feel because they've been there, or we have some that are currently on dialysis, PD or home hemo or in center, and they're explaining how they feel and they're commenting, showing their support. How does that make you feel in regards to other people that have either been there, done that, or going through it and chiming in? And, what does that mean to you to get, words from them and comments?
No, I actually appreciate it. And actually, for the longest time, in your mind, you always think it's just you.
Yeah, I'm alone.
Yeah, I'm alone. And, when I would go to the center, And you see everybody on dialysis, and they give you all the encouragement, and I'm sitting there like, looking crazy, like, they're telling me it's going to be okay,
Yeah.
So, but when I go out, I still think it's just me.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't want
In your
anyone
mind.
looking at
Yeah.
me. I
Uh-huh.
don't want anyone staring at me. So I've gotten a little better.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but
2 years ago when you went on dialysis for the first time in center, Jonathan Traylor, again, who's watching tonight, has said this before, and I've heard other kidney warriors say this, but how weird or how awkward was it when you went there when maybe the majority of the dialysis patients are elderly or maybe sickly looking, because there is somewhat of a like an age discrepancy,
yeah, there is. I was embarrassed. I really
Okay.
was.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time, I sat in the chair and I'm looking around, and they're reading books, they're eating or playing games, and I'm like, they're telling me it's going to be okay, and I'm sitting there like I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like,
You don't feel like
a
you
lot
fit
of
in.
old, yeah, it was a lot
Right.
of old folks in there, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, I'm too young for this.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask this, and so the other thing that I hear, interestingly enough, is that when when somebody goes to dialysis, whether it's from, Maryland or if it's from Michigan, or I've interviewed other people from New York, how many white people were in center when you went to the dialysis?
It was pretty diverse, actually.
Okay, all right,
Yeah, it was. It may have been half and half.
okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah. Because although, kidney disease doesn't discriminate and everybody gets it, un unfortunately, because of, various reasons, that African Americans do have a higher, 1 out of 3 are generally going to have it, you
yeah,
know, and it's generally, what I hear is the opposite. It's not diverse. So your take is a little bit, different than what I usually hear.
yeah. The center I went to, there were a lot of Hispanics,
Okay.
there were a lot of whites, and a lot of blacks. But I would say, there were more African Americans than the whole group. But
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
for the
But
bottom part, it was mostly diverse, very
okay.
diverse.
All right. I like diversity. It's always good to get different, perspectives. And I want to go back to Sonia a little bit, and then I'll show Bella's comment too because I like that one. But she's saying I was the youngest in my pod. They were depressed. I brought life to the unit. That's awesome. Because that's what that's what I like to do is I like to bring energy. I want to build hope, encouragement, and that's awesome that you were the person that did that, the cheerleader, so to speak. But going back to Bella's comment, she says that's one of the reasons I didn't want to do hemo. I knew I would be depressed. A little background in case you didn't know, Byron, is that she's a retired police officer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, originally from Chicago. She says I was a cop with a busy lifestyle. So I knew PD would be better for me. Much like you still want to work, and that was an advantage for you that you could do it while you're sleeping. And she chose that for similar reasons. But
Yeah,
obviously, the emotional thing was something that she thought about. And um, and everybody's different. I've heard other warriors, some of them say, I want to do in center because, I can't understand doing it at home and not having the divorce, the split, not they having it just 24/7 is too much for me. And I've got to have some sort of separation, so
right.
I've heard some different takes, but you do you, and for her it was a good choice, and it sounds like she relates to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So Lisa's saying, are you listed in New York or New Jersey or just John Hopkins, nearby locally?
John Hopkins and VCU,
All right,
Virginia
cool.
Commonwealth.
Okay, so two. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good, good. Have you got plans to try to get connected to some other hospitals, maybe in a neighboring state nearby?
I've thought about it.
Yeah.
I was told up in Pennsylvania there was a few. I think it was University of Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that. I know I could do
Yeah.
Georgetown University. I've got paperwork for them, so I'm going to list with them. But it's typically, I think, the John Hopkins, they reach out to several other different affiliates or hospitals
Hmm.
that you can be added to.
All right. Maybe if you go to
Um,
maybe if you go to Georgetown, you can see some alumni, like maybe Patrick Ewing or Allen Iverson, or
right.
that'd be dope.
To tell Audrey, my wife is from Chicago.
Oh, right on, right on. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Thanks for watching, Angela. So Byron, she's saying you should come and get listed here at Tampa. She loves Tampa General, and she now currently resides in Tampa Bay in Florida, and she's a co-chairman of the transplant PFAC board here. The turnover is amazing. So I don't know if you can do that. Sometimes if it's only been within like a year, from what I understand, that you were tested, within like a year time frame, that in most cases you can just have that information, transferred medically to a different hospital without having to do all the testing completely again.
Yeah, I haven't talked to my coordinator because I believe
Yeah.
that they want me to stay with them, but if I do transfer, they're basically taking a step back.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I have to find out how I can add myself to other facilities. And
Without,
I can find out. I'll call
yeah.
tomorrow and talk with them.
Yeah, it's worth a question. So she's asking if you've ever had a friend or family, offer to become your donor.
Well, this is how you find out who's your true friend.
You're right. Yeah.
Um, I've I've had several friends that say they would, but then they backed out.
All right. So you've got some homeboys, but but
Yeah, they just oh, I'm not gonna let you go through this, and I'm still waiting for them to get tested. It's been like
uh
months now, and they don't want to get tested.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's and you gotta you try to be understanding and sensitive, because it is a big ask.
It is.
I get it. I get it. To a certain degree, it is a big ask. However, um, many living kidney donors continue to live a very normal life, do
Right.
fitness, jog, ride a bike, do all sorts of things they did normally previously before the donation, before the surgery. And
Right.
so I can't say with 100% sure it'll never ever be a complication, but for the most part, it's a small incision, and the downtime is minimal. In some cases, they can go back to work in X amount of time. But
Right.
the main thing I want to talk about is really, and I've interviewed many living kidney donors, many of them. In fact, there was one time Byron I had on one broadcast, 5 living donors on one broadcast. It was
Oh
pretty
wow.
cool. Yeah. And all of them tell me that it's not a decision that they've ever regretted. And all of them that I've ever, interviewed or even talked, just in passing, whether it's on the phone or in like some sort of messenger, every single one of them, I kid you not, all right, has talked about how their life has more meaning, that it's made them feel as if, they have more purpose than they had before.
Right.
It's just so interesting. And I think it is one of those things where they feel as if they literally gave the gift of life, and they have, and it makes them feel, and nearly like 100% of them feel that when they've said that, nearly not necessarily verbatim, but nearly in the same sort of way, that their life has more meaning. They feel like they have more purpose. And many of them do more advocacy afterwards, and stuff like that. But it's the main thing I wanted to talk about is that you even put it in your post in the Kidney Donor Wanted Facebook group, where you were talking about it. I'll read it right here. It says most donor surgery is done laparoscopically. Hopefully I said that right.
Yep, laparoscopically.
Yeah, meaning through tiny incisions, and the recuperation period is usually fairly quick, generally 2 weeks. And the cost of the evaluation, surgery, hospitalization will all be covered by your insurance. And obviously even if you start the process, you can always change your mind. There's not something that's saying, hey, you start and you can't, make a different decision.
Right. It's kind of funny. You said that my wife actually made that post.
Okay, really? All right.
And she just came upstairs.
Uh-huh. What up, Tawanda?
He said hello.
Hi. Right on. If she can hear me, I'd love to. If she feels okay, I understand everybody has my personality, and not everybody wants to be in front of a camera. But if she's feeling well enough, I'd love to have her come on just very briefly and say, what's up, or say hello. Or
she's shaking her head no.
All right. All right. So we're about to end the show, but I'm going to bring on some more comments before we do this. So she's Sonia again. Man, I love your comments tonight, Sonia. Thank you so much for watching. Byron, did you believe in organ donation before this happened to you?
I did actually. I believe I've got a donor on my license, but
All right,
I never
cool.
thought that
that you would
I would have to be a recipient, someone that would receive one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. Our life changes. Before my sister-in-law had kidney disease, I didn't know a whole lot about kidney disease. And when she was on it, I just dove in. And I tried to learn as much as I could. And
right.
And it's interesting when it has a direct impact. A direct impact from somebody whom we love. It's interesting how all of a sudden we have a different perspective. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that that a lot of us voted for kidney. We voted for kidney disease patients because I really want kidney disease, transplant recipients. I want recipients to have their medication after 3 years. And I hope that we all, can keep that in mind when we voted. Here we go. So Bella says it's done with the 2-inch incision and her own godson, which is a great story. My godson went home the next day, and I went home the day after him. So I was only in the hospital for 2 days. So,
oh, wow.
There you go. So there's a story where it's relatively short as well.
Yeah, that is short.
Yeah. The reason why I asked is because the African-American community frowns upon it more than they should.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I'm finding that out the hard way.
Yeah, we need more donors. That's for sure. We really do. Stay encouraged, brother. Your kidney happens. Your kidney happens in God's timing. He already knows who your donor will be. Just stay healthy and positive. That's the key, and all you need to do. Amen. He does. He does. I believe that too, Byron. Our God is acutely aware of everything that we go through, whether it's our doubts, our vulnerabilities, our depression, which is real. Depression is real. He knows, whenever we're up, when we're down, and he's going to be there for us even when we have our doubts. And I always feel poorly when I do doubt, but I know that, if I didn't doubt, I would be human. And I know that he forgives me, even though I have my own doubts about myself. And I know that even on your darkest day, the days where your kidney disease may bring you down to your knees, he's still going to love you, and he's going to help you rise up even on your down days. I believe that wholeheartedly. My faith is strong enough, and I've seen things happen. My sister-in-law is a miracle. I've seen, Jonathan Traylor's story is one. Bella, everybody has these stories, and a lot of them have a direct connection to God and their faith, and how their faith has evolved and gotten better because of what's happened to them. And amen to that. So Angela, I know we're over an hour, but we've got some great comments here. So if you're okay to stay on just a little longer, Byron, I'm going to share this. Thanks, Angela, and Nashonda. Thanks. I'm going to bring her on again. Her comment. Here we go. God bless you on your journey, Byron. Thank you, Nashonda.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. So Angela here is saying, keep the spirit. I came from a family of well over 20 of us. Nobody stepped forward. About my third year on dialysis treatment, I started to get calls, but it took me 7 years. Finally got a pancreas and kidney transplant, a simultaneous transplant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Last year, keep the faith. So she must have diabetes. So we've got a number of other people saying, amen. Sonia, again, thank you. Bella's saying amen. Nashana, amen. Man, amen. Because seriously, wherever your faith may lie, whether it's strong, whether it's weak, or maybe it's getting stronger, Byron, we're going to pray for you. And I tell you what, I firmly believe that because of the amount of prayers that people do in a united fashion, all right, in unity. Whether you look in the Bible at the people that were following Moses, and how they were imprisoned, and they had their prayers going up, and they prayed together. And I just believe that a great number of people praying for something in a unified fashion and unity, and because praying is good. So continue to show those prayer emojis. Show them. And I want more prayers. So amen to prayers. Prayer is powerful and prayer works. But as you all already know, okay, we need more than prayers, because faith means that we need to do more. When we feel inspired, like I feel inspired tonight, and many times you probably have felt inspired before too, Byron. And when we do, I feel like we're going to be more faithful and obedient to God if we act on that inspiration. And when we do, and we show action, our faith is not dead, because we're showing works. And we know that if there's no works, there's, faith is dead in the water. And so please, not only pray, not only, okay, pray, but please do some action. Don't be stingy. All right. Please share. Sharing is caring. You're on my prayer list, Byron. God's word says, when two or more people are gathered together in prayer, there is he in the middle. Amen. We can do great things together. We can. We all thrived on dialysis, my family of PKD, and then throw them up. That's what I'm talking about. So, man, what I'd like to do is just give you a moment to maybe say some words here. God's not done yet. Amen. He's not. I want to give you just a moment to maybe give your shout outs. Who would you like to shout out? To Wanda, probably, and whoever else maybe you want to give a shout out to. Maybe if you have a crazy uncle or.
No, Tawanda's the only one.
All right,
and my kids, but she's been my.
That's your rock, huh?
Yeah, that's my rock. Yep.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, I'm going to put you
sitting
solo.
Across the bed right now, looking at me.
All right. We'll probably we'll put her on the spot, but that's okay too. But I'm gonna put you solo while I do this. I'll let you have the spotlight here, and whatever else you want to say, whether it's thank you to the people that are commenting, or maybe if you want to give some words, wherever your inspiration takes you. I'm going to give you the spotlight momentarily, just very briefly. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a lot, but just stay strong. Wife tells me all the time that it's not forever. You know, it's been a journey. It really has. But I appreciate everyone's comments. I appreciate you putting me on the show
You're
and allowing
welcome.
me to tell my story. But I just say, you know, just be strong.
Cool. Very cool. So, man, thank you so much for coming on, Byron. We've got the information scrolling across the screen. I've also got the same information in the comment section when I posted my comment. So it's there as well if you need to find it in the comment section. And let's continue to share this. I'll be replaying this, and I'll be sharing it to Facebook groups. I'll share it to Twitter. I'll share it to my Instagram. I'm going to do whatever I can to get this out there to the masses for you, Byron.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, God bless you and your family, and I'll hopefully whenever that time is right, because God's always on time. But whenever that does happen, hit me up and let me know when you get that call. Okay.
Oh, I will. I'll keep you posted, Jared. Thank
All
you.
right. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. God bless, brother.
All right, you too now.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Man, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of these great comments. Sonia, thanks for new person, this new follower right here, Sonia. Thanks for your support. Thanks for supporting Byron tonight, and for your comments. The more comments, the more visible this will be on Facebook, and the more reach we'll have, so that we can get this message out there about Byron, his transplant hospital information. And we want to reach somebody who's inspired to donate. I want to thank Lisa Baxter, Jonathan Traylor, Bella. I want to thank, of course, again, thank you very much, Angela. Let me see if I pronounce this well. Angela Perret. Hopefully I did. Thank you for your avid following. You follow very regularly for many of our shows on the Urban Health Outreach Media. Thank you. I want to thank some other people here that have been watching tonight. Let's see if I can reach, Nishanda. Thanks again to lovely Nishanda, and we've got, I know I'm missing somebody, probably some people in watch parties, or maybe watching on YouTube as well. But thank you so much. Please don't be stingy. All right, please click on the share button. Sharing is caring, caring is sharing. Let's do both. Let's get this out there as much as possible. Yes, Byron has a Facebook, his own Facebook profile. I'm not sure if he has a Facebook page created. That's a good question. We can hopefully get you connected, Jonathan Traylor, with Byron. Again, it's Byron Hazel, and he's from Silver Spring, Maryland. That's where he resides right now. So you can find him on Facebook. And again, let's get this out there to the masses. So start a watch party, share it in large Facebook groups, share it in small Facebook groups, share it in churches, at your workplace, wherever we can. Let's share this and get this out there to as many people as possible. Sonia, the Warriors Quest show is on every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have other shows that are kidney disease related, educational shows. We've got other shows that we do on the Urban Health Outreach Media Facebook page and YouTube channel. We've got coming up tomorrow is usually the Urban Renal Talk with Tamika and Steve. Not sure if they're doing that tomorrow or not. Then we have also some cooking shows. It's called the Kidney Cookery. We've got the Lisa Baxter show on Sunday night, 6 p.m. Let's see if I say that right. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And she'll be actually interviewing Jonathan Traylor, on the Lisa Baxter show. Lisa will be. And so we've got many different shows. Please check out the Urban Health Outreach Media Facebook page. Like it. Also, any of you that are a follower on the Warriors Quest show Facebook page or the Urban Health Outreach Media Facebook page, when you're on one of those Facebook pages, I'm going to share my page if you have a second. 8 p.m. That's right, Lisa. Thank you. Yes, we've got a great cooking show, the Kidney Cookery. I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my screen briefly. Bear with me a moment. I'm going to show you something I'd like to bring to everyone's attention so that I may hopefully get more people notified when there is a show going on. Okay. So bear with me here just a moment. All right, here we go. All right. So on my Chrome, my Google Chrome browser, I've got it darkened so it's not white. It's easier on my eyes. But anyway, so what you're going to see when you're on a Facebook page on a PC or laptop, okay, and you're looking at this, you're going to see, let me try to find it here. You can click on, here we go. So you see this the three buttons right here that are to the right of like edit book now. This is, I'm an admin on this page, so maybe it looks a little bit differently, but you'll see the book now button. And then you'll see these little three dots right here. And when you scroll down and hover over these options, it's going to give you options in regards to how to follow. One, okay, is to have it as one of your favorites, have it as default, or snooze or off. So what I would like to do is have it show up in your news feed at a higher sort of priority. So click on favorites when you're doing this, and this way you'll get notified as a higher priority. And you can do this on any Facebook page, but if you could do this on the Warriors Quest Show Facebook page and the Urban Health Outreach Media Facebook page, we can make sure that your notifications will appear in a higher priority. So I appreciate that, guys. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you any while longer. Again, I really appreciate all of your following. I appreciate the sharing as it's caring. Please continue to show support, and peace. I'm out. All right, where's the outro? Where is it? Boom.